Who's going to complain about any more Edwidge Fenich? Uh, you can never have too much, right?
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Late Late Horror Show. I'm Dino, and that's Ginger. What's going on, Ginger? Hey, how you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Connie and Jacob. How you doing? And CM, what's going on? Black Roses, what's going on? Welcome, everybody, to Your Vice is a Locked Room, and only I have the key to get you out behind the brick walls of this.
It did have a very reasonable alternate title though.
And what was that?
Gently Before She Dies.
Oh no, yeah. Well. Listen, this is loosely based on Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat, and unlike a lot of other films where they do that and it has nothing to do with an Edgar Allan Poe poem, this one actually has a lot to do with the Edgar Allan Poe poem. Even the ending of the movie, especially the ending of the movie. Yes, Your Vice is a Locked Room, and only I have the key. 1972, another Sergio Martino film. We've done a couple, and this is kind of a what? I wasn't going to say nothing yet. This is kind of he used the inspiration for Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward for some reason because of the vice, and I don't know. There was a weird explanation for that. Hello, Brian Kirkham. I've been summoned. Good evening, everyone. Roger S. Max, what's going on? Good to see you. Rosalia, good to see you. Yeah, it's always a good day to talk about Giallo. Giallo.
There's always room for Giallo.
Yes, and a big happy new year to everybody. 2023, here we are. Yay! It's so happy. Ah, boy, confetti. I need it. Anyways, yes, I mean, heck, Ginger, we have listen, I'm going to say right out of the box here that I really did enjoy this film. How about you? No, I guess not. She's not a Giallo girl, but yet that's all we do here is Giallo.
For now.
Yeah.
It's not forever, though it may seem like it is.
Turn the Blue Iris. Good early morning. Case of the Bloody Iris. Another movie with Edwidge Fenech. Which, by the way, doing a little research after all the movies we've done with her, a very prolific Italian actress, not just Italian actress, but French, German,
Algerian.
Spain. Yes.
Algerian.
Well, because she's got a French mother and an Italian father. I think that's the way. It could be vice versa.
She was born in Algeria for some reason, and she's very exotic.
Very well. Parents are French and Italian, and she does have a very exotic look, and like you say, those doe eyes. There's something.
And I'm going to tell you, I saw pictures of her when she was in her 60s, and she still looks fantastic.
Oh, heck yeah. Mike Barrett. Looking forward to you guys talk about this.
I knew Mike would be here because it's a Giallo movie. Mike doesn't give a hell about any of our other reviews, but he does come for the Giallos.
Again, a gem. I don't know if it's a gem, but I really do like this film. This is a really good film. It's really all over the place in spots. But the cinematography, the filming, the directing, Sergio Martino did a very, very good job with this movie. And this is one of, I think, 5 that he has done Giallo films. and we've done a couple other ones. This movie is very, very misogynistic. Okay, I mean, we're just going to say that. I mean, a lot of Italian giallo films are, but this one is really prevalent, and it kind of almost goes both ways because Edwidge Fenech, her character in this movie is unlike any of the other ones we've watched so far, where she's kind of the antagonist and not the protagonist. She's kind of doing.
She's not a nice person in this movie.
She's not a nice person at all. And there's only one complaint I think I have really about the movie, and it's at the very end, but we won't talk about it until we get to that point. But yes, we have Irina, who is the wife of Oliviero. Okay, and he is a failed writer. He's an alcoholic, and he and her are at the end of their kind of relationship, you think, but they don't want to be apart. He doesn't want her apart. There's a lot of
abuse. Toxic is what it is. It's extremely toxic.
Yes, very toxic. And to the point throughout the film until the reveal, you feel very, very sorry
for the wife. Absolutely.
Because you're like, boy, the way she's being treated, she's very cowardice. She's miserable.
She's scared. She's scared of him.
She's scared for her life. Yeah. Hey, Night Fright Talk Show, 19 thumbs up. Party on 2023. Hello, gang. Yeah, you know what? Thumbs up. Do all that good stuff. Check out the links. Join the channel. Patreon, whatever. Me and Ginger here every Wednesday and Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Whether you like it or not.
Yes. And we also have we do have the 15-minute episodes of Johnny Dollar tonight. So it's a Johnny Dollar night. Hopefully you guys all enjoy that overnight tonight. So here we go. We got those two characters, and then we're introduced to Edwidge Fenech, who plays Floriana, the niece of Oliviero, who ends up getting weird too.
Can I say that in 1972, when this movie was made, Edwidge Fenech had just had her one and only child a year before this movie was filmed.
Yes. By none other than Sergio Martino's son, Luciano Martino.
That's not what I read. She never confirmed who her son's father was.
Okay, well, she was
that's
married.
That's not the name that I heard. She was married after the baby, afterwards.
But with Sergio Martino's son, Luciano Martino. They were married for about...
I read that the father was Fabio Testi, who's an Italian actor.
Okay.
But she never confirmed who the father was. There was people, tried to figure it out, but she never said. But anyway, I'm just saying the body, flawless. And she just had a baby a year before that.
Right. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's irregardless.
And we got to see a lot of her body in this movie.
We get to see a lot of her body in every movie. That's what she was known for. She actually did a lot of sexual comedies.
After
some done by Sergio Martino. I didn't even know he ventured into the comedy genre. But yes,
which is apparently what she was actually known for. I think that's what she got to be known for. Which. That's what I read.
Well, I think her claim to fame and her rise to fame in cinema over there was the Giallo films, the Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward.
But they didn't make any money. I guess that's what it is. They didn't make any money.
All the Colors of the Dark and all that. But prior to that, yes, she was doing roles in like some Western comedies, some West German type comedies. So, but some done by Sergio Martino. But to get back, she was married for about 8 years to Luciano Martino, and evidently that wasn't their kid, but it doesn't matter. So we got those characters. There's not a whole lot of characters. The whole story revolves around kind of Irina, Oliviero, and Floriano, and we do get Ivan Rasimov again. This time, you only get a glimpse of him at the beginning of the movie, and he's got this weird gray hair.
I like
and
it.
He's in a lot of it's like white hair with a tan, and I don't know, it looks, because we're used to seeing him in these Giallo films a bit different, with the brown hair, and to see him with the kind of white hair kind of throws you off, And
I gotta tell you, one of the things I've enjoyed about this journey you're taking me on with these
Giallo
movies,
Giallo films, yeah.
When you start to see familiar faces, you start to see people like, oh, I remember that guy. It's
yeah.
Oh God, I've been doing this too long.
And it's funny that Edwidge Fenech and Ivan Rasimov seem to cross paths an awful lot in some of these Giallo films. I think there's at least 3 that we've done so far that they've both been in the movies together.
And they didn't really have any contact in this movie, did they?
No contact between them two. But he makes a brief appearance for 5 seconds at the beginning, and then you'll find him at the end. But we're not giving nothing away. Becca Too Tall is here. Hello, Becca Too Tall. Satan was a little stinker. Yes, Satan is the black cat who, and we'll talk about that throughout the movie, but and that's the reference to Edgar Allan Poe too. Satan, that black cat, Satan. Which is very cool. So he did incorporate a lot from the poem, the story of Edgar Allan Poe, and so that was interesting, and the way he interweaved it and all that. And this is unlike a lot of Giallos too, Ginger, where I think one of the last 2 we did incorporates elements of Giallo throughout the film. Like there's a killer at the beginning that really kind of has nothing to do, we come to find out, with what's going on at the end of the movie, right?
This even has, am I wrong, but this even has kind of that, some Giallo movies throw something kind of funny, like a little joke, they get silly. There's something about it that's silly. I don't know, but
it's silly, girl. It's just silly.
It's just silly. Stop being silly.
I saw nothing about the film that was silly. I saw a lot of bad stuff going on, but I didn't get the comical side of things, if you did. Hello, Manischwitz Mike. Nice to see you. Good old New York Jets. Anyway, sorry, that's a bad word here on this stream. We got a Philly fan. Listen, even the opening of the movie starts because there's also an element of people call like soft core sexuality in this film, but I think you find that in a lot of
there was a lot of sex
Giallo
in this
films.
movie. A lot.
Was there, Ginger?
Yeah.
Okay, because it was brought up a lot, and I'm like, I guess I just didn't notice. Maybe because it wasn't so gratuitous.
It was all Floriana, all of it.
Well, all of it was Floriana.
Who in this movie did she not have sex with?
Let me just say that Edwidge Fenech, Floriana, who is the niece of Oliviero, when she arrives about 32 minutes, and she got top billing for the film, but she doesn't arrive till 32 minutes into it. The film's roughly an hour 36.
An hour 37, that's what I put. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's again, she's more of the antagonist, and I haven't seen her as the antagonist. She's mostly the protagonist in a lot of the movies that I've seen. This one, she's villainous.
This movie touches on something that's extremely sensitive because, as you said, she is someone's niece.
Yes, and we'll talk about.
She is the child of his sister.
Yes, and Luigi Pistilli. And let me just say this really quick about him. Oliviero. Yes, Mike Barrett. I should say the actor's name because he did Luigi Pistilli, Oliviero, did a fantastic job at acting. One of the standout performances in a lot of a lot of the Giallos that we've seen, this one stands out a lot more to me in terms of acting than a lot of others that I've seen, where it just seems comical. Sometimes the dubbing makes it even more comical. But
you just told me that you didn't see anything about this movie that was silly.
There wasn't.
And that's what it was. It was the dubbing. The dubbing in this movie was terrible. It was terrible.
What version? What version of the dubbing?
Oh, stop. What did you just say? Don't gaslight me. Continue.
Listen, I watched this movie on YouTube where the dubbing was fine. I didn't see a problem. That's not what you just
said, though. But okay.
That's not what I just said. What are you talking about?
Don't start with me, mister. Don't start with me.
We getting ready for a tractor pull?
We might.
Listen, Luigi Pistelli did a fantastic job at acting and pulling off the alcoholic, failed writer that he was. And again, I would say for Sergio Martino too. And we'll start talking about beginning and end this film in a second.
So it opens and the husband is pouring everyone in the party's drink into a big punch bowl and forcing his wife to drink everyone's backwash. And everyone's just fine with it. And the wife.
But they do a very good job at throwing you off from who, like they do in a lot of movies. But this one makes sense at the end. Okay, they really do a good job at throwing you off from who the killer is. Who's actually, there's two different, again, plots where there's killings going on at the beginning, and then there's what ends up happening at the end. But they still throw you off. And I don't think they ever really get to the killer. The Giallo killer, the Giallo killer is in the movie. They really don't mention it. But anyways, yeah, we can talk about it. But yeah, lots of nudity and just the behavior, like you said, at the party at the very beginning of the movie, that opens up with them having some kind of, making love, because there's that too, Ginger. The relationship between Irene. I get the good lotto card today. And Oliviero.
Oh my God.
And they have Colonel Crypto. What's going on? Hey, I hope everyone is well tonight. Good to see you. Yes, everything is well. Seth the Welsh said this was a sadistic film for sure. And that's what I was going to get to too. There's a relationship between those two where he kind of beats the crap out of her, and then they kind of lock eyes and they know that they're going to make mad, passionate love. So, I mean, or you wouldn't call it mad, passionate love. You just say that they just animalistically have some sex, because that happens a lot. Very frequent. I can't count the many times he just beats the crap out of her and then they end up doing it. But so is it a side of her, Irina, that likes that? No? Because you know how the movie ends.
We're not going to get into battered women's syndrome and Stockholm syndrome. We're not going to get into that.
But it is a big part of the movie. So anyways, continue. Let's go. They're at a big party. And yeah, the whole backwash thing was.
It was his mother's wake. His mother just died, and it was like the party that they had like after the funeral or whatever.
Yeah, he invites a bunch of young people over.
And they start singing and dancing at random, and it was very, very disturbing, and
it was very
pointless.
It was very Mask of the Red Death-esque during that scene where they're all partying, drinking wine. He's sitting back, which the character played by Vincent Price very much resembles the acting and the character played by Oliviero in this movie. So kind of some, similarities there.
I thought he looked like a Crocker from Kojak.
I don't know. I can't remember Crocker. Listen, I'm not even sure if I've seen Kojak episodes, to tell you the truth. I knew who Kojak was.
Well, I am a little bit older than you, Dino, so you're forgiven.
Yeah. Okay, so Kojak.
Kojak is a great series. You should definitely check it out.
Okay, sounds good. I wrote that down.
Write this down.
So yeah.
You
So
got that? Hey, write that down.
Write that down.
Got it?
Yeah, I don't even need to write it down, but
Okay.
it's up there. I remember it. Dang hippies, yes, dang hippies, young hippies. Oh, geez, burping already. So the party ginger. Let's go on. You got notes. Studious
I got
notes.
notes, baby. I got notes for days.
Turn the Blue Iris, says Luigi Pistilli. Also starred in another dysfunctional family horror by Mario Bava called A Bay of Blood. Yes. Believe it or not, we haven't done Bay of Blood yet, and we should be, because that's probably one of the better movies out there. But
okay, so at this party that they're having, whatever it is, they show a painting of a woman wearing like Edwardian clothes, like this big white collar and this long stiff dress. And she looks like she looks like nobility. She looks like she's a princess or a queen or something.
And it's
it's his mother.
Yes. And he's got some weird kind of disturbing fetish type thing going on with his mother. And
his mother was
painting.
His mother was something else.
Yeah. Hello,
but
Peter.
For whatever reason, he has the costume. The costume that she's wearing in this painting, he held on to it.
Costume. Let's call it a dress.
It's a dress. I mean, it's a costume because she wasn't actually royalty. She was just wearing it for a role, and they painted her that way. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Why don't you start with me, Mister
Peter Wernicke. Hi there. Dino said, "Look," and Ginger flipped off the camera. Time to take a drink. There you go. Becca Tutall says the obsession.
RTN's not here. Has anyone seen RTN today? He's probably tired.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be in the overnight. Because I'm sure he's fine. The obsession with that dress, it was his mother's dress. The wife comes out in it to call him out. Well,
she's with him.
We kind of just
messing with him.
Just shut that, Becca. And yes, that Kojak is the one with the lollipop, Rosalia. You know who I really love in this movie is the old lady on the bike. This really
no, weird... she's a snitch. She's a snitch. No.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't. Not so much the character. Yeah, she's a snitch, but just what she's riding, like this bike. Like I love the vehicles and stuff that they used in Europe to get around, because it's mostly small towns. And in the
very narrow streets. I mean, the streets there are crazy and windy.
The streets. Anyways, I was going to go.
The streets are crazy and windy.
Yeah, winding road, like Strawberry Fields too.
Oh.
She's got these big things. She collects junk like bottles and stuff that she can make money off of. But how it's set, and there's also this not van, but this little truck that's like this big by this.
It's like a tricycle. They still have those now, and we have them in Philly. Because they need to be because they need to be narrow, like so they can.
But I love how they look when in the films and these European type. Anyways,
he was the milkman. Well, he delivered more than milk.
Hey, Joe Cool is here. I was wondering when he'd get here. Not sure where I met you. Happy New Year's from Chicago. Good to have you here, Joe Cool. Make sure you hit that.
Tell Joe where you're from, because you sound like you're from Chicago. He's not from Chicago, Joe. He's from the. I'm not going to say what they call Cleveland, because Dino is and I admire him for that. He's very protective of his city, just like I am. So I'm not going to say what we always called. What's your town, Dino?
Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, very misunderstood city. A city with some of the best entertainment other than New York.
Great history in that city. Great
museums,
history.
Everything. Unbelievable. Anyways, audio echoing. I know Ginger's cutting out tonight. Your Wi-Fi or your internet's lagging.
Am I? You know what?
Yeah, but it's all right. It's all right.
There's something wrong with my there's something wrong with my
microphone,
earbuds. My earbuds. I need to get a new set of earbuds because they keep coming apart. I was afraid this was going to happen.
Thank you, Black Roses. Boosted the server on
Discord.
But
you know, the rent must be paid, and then after that, I can buy these things like this.
Yeah, thank you, Black Roses, for boosting the server on Discord. Merry Christmas. I would also say that, if you're want to join the channel or the Patreon, we do stuff on Discord, access to Discord where we have movie nights and other things like that. So
do you want me to go out and come back in real quick?
Joe Cool, no, you're fine. Joe Cool says, LOL, been to Cleveland. LOL, been to Chicago. Yeah.
I've been to Chicago.
Well, Joe Cool, I would ask you what part of Cleveland, because you said LOL.
See, now we got Dino started. I shouldn't have brought it up. He didn't necessarily mean anything negative about your city, Dino. I shouldn't have brought it up. That's my fault.
He said LOL. Anyways, I'm just joking.
Where were we?
You can think of it. WWM, what's going on? So yeah, continue on. The dress, his mother, he's got some.
Yeah. He meets the girl from the bookstore.
Yeah, some cutie at the bookstore, and I don't know what her deal is, but
he's an author. She's a young girl, and he's an author, and she thinks, she's in the presence of greatness, and she doesn't realize that he's just a complete waste of life.
She was a student of his 8 years prior, because he would teach at the local college or high school.
Yes.
And Irina later on says, yes, there's a lot of his students who admire him
very much
for who he is. And I go, must have been before he.
Her name was Fausta.
Oh, see, look at Joe Cool. Spent time in London, Ohio. And I love Cleveland. London is way away from Cleveland, but anyways, well, you don't want to be in some spots of Cleveland anyways, but that's in any city, big city. You just don't want to walk the streets at night in certain places. But
in some places you don't want to go there in the daytime.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Philly. You know where to not walk in the daytime.
Yeah. So anyways, what were we talking about again?
I saw a bottle. I wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
I saw J&B Scotch, the green bottle of J&B Scotch in this movie.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Did you notice that? I know you noticed that.
Mike Barrett. Yes. Yeah. We'll talk about what scene was that in?
It was in a lot of them because the guy was a drunk. He was always drinking.
Yes, it's always sent. It must have been the distributor of alcoholic beverage back in the day. Hey, it's Dave Plouffe. It is 30 minutes late. Dave Plouffe, Happy New Year, everyone. Good to see you, Dave. I had a girl in London, filmed in Cleveland. I'm a cop watcher. I had a girl in Cleveland, in London, filmed in Cleveland. I'm a cop watcher.
It's a haiku. We have to figure it out. It's a haiku.
Okay. Anyways,
think about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's move on. We also got this inspect. Oh, okay. So the girl at the bookstore, she's going to meet up with him, she said, later on. So she goes to this, what looks like this dim, gloomy, non-lighted warehouse of some
It's like under a bridge and there's a lot of gravel. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the perfect place to
have someone
to kill him. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Leanne Roche. Good to see ya. Tomo. Hey-o, Tomo. Roma Ripple. Fred Sanford's favorite. Yeah. Every now and then during the holidays, though, like New Year's Eve, he would go and drink the sham pimple for the holiday. But she's there, and we get met up with this killer. The hood, the coat, the gloves.
Straight razor.
No, it's
yes. Oh no, it's not. You're right. It's not a straight razor.
It's a sickle.
It's small. I've never seen a sickle so small before. That's what she said.
It's for mini bales of hay, mini bales. Ooh, for mini goats. If you got mini goats. I don't know if they did many, but anyways, according to IMDb, the stripper at the beginning of the party, Delilah Di Lazaro, went on to play headmistress of Argento's Phenomena and Creepers. There you go. Turn the blue iris. Love the facts. Keep them coming. Give us content. So she's being chased and she gets killed by the sickle. It's like the 7-inch like sickle, and
it has a curved blade.
And if you're looking for gore, this is one of the less gory Giallo movies that I've seen.
Mm.
So not a lot. There's a lot of thought-provoking kills, but that's it. So she goes, this what?
Nothing.
Did I say something wrong?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
let's talk about Brenda, the black girl.
So yeah. Well, that's the other thing in the movie too. There's not only male misogyny, but there's a bit of racism in there.
Yes.
And again, I don't like to touch on this stuff too much, but we'll talk about
it.
But
she's in the movie, and she's a kill. So
yeah, right, and go ahead, talk about it.
She puts on the dress. He treats her like crap. He probably took advantage of her.
She's the maid, and he uses her for his nightly duties. Listen, Oliviero wants to have the ladies every maybe 3-4 times a day. So the alcoholic doesn't affect him. So yeah, keep it going. Go on, Ginger.
She gets a butcher knife. She gets chased through the house.
It's fun to run around. I mean, listen, you got to be in the mood for it, and you got to be game. But to chase around, woohoo, and then we're gonna make love after, listen, it's just something. But go ahead.
I didn't get that vibe in this scene at all, because she ends up getting hit. She got the butcher knife.
Yes. The ickle sickle, says turn the blue.
And then his wife tells him, "You need to call the police. Like, there's too much murder going on around here. You need to call the police." And he says no. His wife, Irina, her features are like, they're not even real. She looks like an angel.
It's something that we should talk about really quick.
Her nose is so sharp. You could cut a diamond with her nose. It was so sharp.
Yeah, let's talk about
gorgeous,
real quick.
Ethereal.
She is played by Anita Slindberg,
which means she's what, Swedish or something.
Yeah, and she's got it almost looks like she would have had stuff done to her. Like, her
I don't
nose
think she did.
No, but her nose is so long and pointed. Like, I mean, beautiful.
Yes, she's gorgeous.
It's just, her looks are very interesting, and she doesn't.
And this was back in the day when women weren't getting work done like that. This was 1972.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it might have been the start of some stuff like that. But I mean, you can see her jawbone. She's almost got a Peter Cushing kind of look to her, but not quite. She's got the jawbones. She's got the long, skinny nose. Peter Cushing's got that, but listen, Peter Cushing's not
cheekbones.
The most handsome guy.
See the jawbones.
Some may say so.
So her and her husband, they hate each other, but she comes across the dead body of the black girl, their maid.
Haunted by horror. Hello, new to the channel. Good to see you. I haven't seen you before.
Haunted by horror. Doing? Welcome.
And
he says, he tells his wife, "You have to help me make this body disappear." And she agrees, even though she hates him. She agrees to make the body disappear.
Well, the thing is, and see, I mean, again, I'm right. It was the beginning of.
Of course, you're right.
Stuff like that.
No one ever doubted it.
Listen, they done stuff like that back in the 40s and 50s too. But then the medical profession really started to get into prosthetic surgeries to enhance the beauty of whoever.
So they make the body disappear.
And the thing is, this is where they kind of throw you off, because you're kind of wondering, did Oliviero kill her? But he was in a drunken state, and the scene actually shows him just looking at her, and she's got the dress on. And again, I think they're just really reasons for them to get killed, because there was really no reason.
She has the dress on, but then later we see the dress again. So
yeah.
Someone took the dress off of her and sent it to the cleaners, and then the cleaners brought it back.
Right. Yeah, listen, it's nothing's perfect. I don't know. But I could see that happening if you want.
I can't wait to see what your rating is. I swear, I just can't wait.
Wait. Listen, very, very logical explanation. That's his mother's dress. It's what's getting him by in life right now, even though he's in an alcoholic state. He has something about that dress, and any woman that puts that dress on, he goes mad. Then there's this lust thing afterwards that he wants to, have happen. But
because thinking of his mother makes him think of the relationship he had with his mother, and he gets aroused. That's what it is. It's sick.
And since we brought that up, and it comes back to play when his niece arrives, Floriana, because they kind of it's his niece, and they kind of do a roll in the hay.
They don't. He did. Well, he did. Her whole attitude this whole movie is like everything's just a big joke to her. Like she doesn't take anything seriously. Everything's just a joke.
To some extent, but she had a purpose in the movie, and she had a certain goal she was trying to achieve. Speaking of Floriana, Edwidge Fenech, and Ginger, you might have to go out and come back in again. You froze. That's your internet, though. What's going on with your internet tonight?
I don't know.
You're going to put me on the bottom now, and you're going to jump up on top. But I may go out and come back in, too. How about that? Did he regularly get the dress dry cleaned? Well, listen, if there's blood on it, he's definitely going to go and get it washed because it's something very precious to him that he has from his mother. So, and it's in the painting that you see up on the wall. So there is that for sure. But there is this kind of incestuous type of relationship between like his mother, who's dead now, and Floriana, who, shows up pretty quickly here. But
ooh, how'd you do that?
I don't know, but yeah, you're still on the bottom. Anyways, you took a while. What happened there? Did you have to take care of something? Anyways, I hope everyone is enjoying the stream. Thank you, Connie Clary. Hit the thumbs up, bell, and all that good stuff. But yeah, they go ahead and get rid of the body, and he puts it in the basement, right?
In a cask, like in a barrel that they would keep wine in or whatever. And it's in a wall. It's like in the wall to keep it cold.
Well, and that's the part of the Black Cat, the ending, where
don't.
Well, no, I'm talking about.
If you're familiar with the Edgar Allan Poe story.
Yeah. Well, but Brenda gets put behind brick walls. But anyways, go ahead.
So then we get the delivery boy, who's a hottie. He brings booze and a telegram. And the telegram says that Floriana is arriving on the 3 p.m. train on Monday, and it is Floriana is her husband's niece.
Yes. And
but then they go to the train, and she doesn't get off the train, but another girl gets off the train butt first.
Yeah.
In hot pants.
Hot pants, yeah. Like who gets off the train going backwards with their butt and basically an
somebody with a butt that looked like hers, I guess.
Oh, but I guess she was a stripper, mistress, whatever. And I think
she was a prostitute because I think there was a madam. She was staying with a madam.
Yes, and she's going to end up being the second victim of the Giallo killer. But then his character goes away. But anyway,
so then they leave. They're going to leave the train.
Hold on. This got to stand out. Look, I'm a Psycho. He's got a Giallo avatar. Look at that.
Nice.
That's from Blood and Black Lace.
Very nice.
Tell me again why he has a sexual relationship again. With who?
We haven't got there yet.
Well, I mean, what's a sexual relationship?
Talking about why the husband feels the way he does, maybe about that dress.
Well, Okay, we could talk about that later on, but he's got a sexual relationship with everybody in the. Listen, everybody's got a sexual relationship with everybody in the film. It's so odd, but there's only three, and then we're introduced to a fourth at the end of the movie that are really kind of involved in the love or sexual relationship or the scheme or
and
whatever's
we meet
going
one
on.
right now at the train station because
Yes.
Edwidge Fenech, the niece Floriana, she shows up.
Yes,
and she's super cute. She's so cute.
Oh, I love
that
hair.
little bob haircut.
Yeah.
It's because she has such a pretty face. It's perfect for her face.
Yeah, and the other one, she's usually has the longer hair, and
Mhm.
here she's kind of got a bob. Hello, Emily Thompson, JLR.
Hi, Emily.
Good to see you guys, everybody. Hopefully, you guys all had a good New Year as we continue the 2023 with even more Giallo films to come. I know you're all excited.
Sunday,
and creamy films. Listen, we're going to be mixing it up.
I took a sneak peek. I took a sneak peek at the creamy film that we're going to watch. I literally, because I was just trying to make sure that it was dubbed in English. That's all.
Yeah.
I already see elements of Giallo in it within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, listen, 100%. And it wasn't called Giallo at the time. It was called Creamy.
Correct.
So it just transferred into,
it was probably like 10 years before Giallo films.
Yeah, I said that. I figured that. I'm a Psycho. It's from Blood and Black Lace, of course, and the sexual relationship with his mom and niece. And do you want to get into it a little bit? I mean, Ginger. Oh, you keep freezing up. What's going on here?
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh, geez.
Nothing's going on here.
Yeah, we need stable. Oh my God, you just disappeared, and let's bring her back. What is going on? Here we go. I got you. You're back. Like Krispy Kreme? No, it's creamy as in Krimi, and it's a form of German Giallo before Giallo term came to be Italian horror. It's the same kind of concept. A lot of elements of Giallo. Creamy is the precursor of Giallo. That's all I got to say. So yes, Edwidge Fenech comes in, and we will get to that. I'm a Psycho soon. So
am I still freezing up? Should I shut down and like restart my computer?
No, you're good. Continue. Listen, it doesn't need to be perfect. If you break up, you'll come back.
Oh my God!
You've only been gone a couple times for a few seconds, but you're good. Go on. Leanne Roche says, "Oh dear, creamy." I take it you.
That's what I said when I told Dino about creamy films in my research.
Yes. Okay. So let's go. Let's talk about Floriana.
That's
shows
the first
up.
time we see the weird guy with the white hair, and then we meet the cat Satan. The cat belonged to Olivia.
Who is Walter?
Yes, but we don't know that. We don't know that.
Played by Ivan Rasimov. I'm only saying it because Ivan Rasimov is somebody we see in a lot of Giallo films.
Yes.
So yes, I know, kind of clear. Giallo. Also, I really can't wait for the German Creamy live stream. Creamy films are one of my favorite films of all time. Well, you're going to love it. We're going to listen.
You're going to love it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we've done about 40 Giallo films so far. We've got quite the archive playlist of Giallo films that we've discussed.
But that is not all we do.
Do you know how many? That's like 50 hours of discussion. You could sit.
It feels like it, Dino. It feels like it.
Oh, shut up. But I can't wait to get into the Creamy too. Like, it's a decade before, different era. It's going to look a little bit different.
They're all black and white, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, maybe similar to Blood and Black Lace in appearance, although Blood and Black Lace was color. But yes, Floriana is here, and
Floriana comes. God, let me put something in that's actually about the movie. Floriana comes, and where do they put her? They put her in the bedroom where the black girl who got murdered, where she was sleeping, in the maid's room. But no mention is made.
Her name is Brenda.
Brenda. So the cat's name is Satan. It's a black cat. It does not like the wife Irina at all for some reason.
Edgar Allan Poe. Go on. Wait, what did? Go on.
I don't know. What's going on? I don't know what's going on.
What did you finish up with?
No, well, the cat's name. It was Oliviero's mother's cat.
Yeah.
They put her in the same room where Brenda was.
Right.
Some weird guy delivers a package, and it's his mother's stupid costume that Brenda was wearing.
Yes. And she freezes up. And yes, and that's where they took and dry cleaned it or whatever. I'm a Psycho. Mario Bava's Blood and Black Lace was inspired by Creamy Films. Yes. See that 100%. Being one of the earliest Giallo films out there. Pardon me. Seth the Welsh, the cast of Monty Otto. Yeah. Okay. If it's horror, I love it, says Leandro Shea. Oh, geez, I'm belching like a racehorse here. Do racehorses belch?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways. So yeah, no, Floriana shows up and she immediately is showing her sexuality, and there's something behind it. The flirting with everybody. She's flirting with her uncle, who literally is so creepy. But yeah, show it real close. Hopefully, his niece. Yes, his niece. Very disgusting. But she's got ulterior motives, and which we don't know right now. But she does have.
Well, he got mad because she told him that he was crazy and an alcoholic, and that kind of killed the moment, and he left.
Yeah. but he was how can we say, he was right off the bat looking at her like, oh my God. So this guy's just, he's
a creep. Yeah.
He's a creep. He's scum.
So then the cat attacks Irina. I know you want to talk about that.
Okay, go ahead. Because Irina has
talk about it.
Irina has this big pen of doves that she takes care of. And Satan, sorry, I'm just I just got Edwidge Fenech. Throughout most of the movie, she's got this gray shirt on. Anyways, I don't know. I lost my train of thought for a moment. Did the chat die? Or just nothing to say? What's going on here?
Hey.
Well, no, I'm looking at just making sure the restream's still working fine. So she's got these doves, and Satan is after these doves all the time. I mean, come on.
Well, naturally, it's a cat.
Yeah. And I love when the older woman with the bike that I was talking about, which I love this bike. Listen, you get this bike, you know how much that would go for right now? A lot of money. Listen, I'm antiquing, man, is what I'm doing. But, she hates that something happened to the cat, which happens later on. But nevertheless, the cat's irritating her. And go ahead, Ginger.
But the cat attacks Irina. Irina refuses to call a doctor. Oh, but I wanted to mention,
scratched her all up. Yeah.
I have to mention that just before this happened, Floriana heard her uncle beating his wife. She heard the whole thing, and she didn't do anything. Okay. So then she tries to get the wife to call a doctor because she's all scratched up from this cat, and the wife says no.
You know what she gets? She can get cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever.
Yeah, and that'll have her in a stranglehold.
Floriana says afterwards that you're burning up. You feel like but then they don't mention it ever again. It was very odd.
So then something happens between Irina and Floriana that made me say, where is it?
Oh God. Oh my.
Oh
yeah.
my.
So the thing is,
do go on, Dino.
Irina, after the whole incident, was very upset, and she had pills that she could take to calm her down. But Floriana
said, no, I have something.
Floriana is a sexual therapist, and she says, no, don't I have it. She has.
Actually, that was the second time they were
I know,
together.
the
She didn't
second
say
time.
that the first time.
Right. I know. I got ahead of myself. Whoop. But
Well, it is Edwidge Fenech, so I
yes,
understand.
she tells her, well, basically she calms her down by having sex with her. So immediately they connect like this, lips, and listen, there's nothing dirty. So there was nothing really dirty about it. You don't see. I've seen the other movies where Fenech is like full frontal. I mean, you get it all, but this is just kind of kiss. And I know Ginger's frozen. She's back again. They start making love and they're rolling around.
I'll be right back.
No, you're fine. Why is she leaving? The internet's not going to do anything. Not going to do anything change it. It's the internet coming through the wires that there's nothing you can do about. Anyways, Dino, that's an awesome description. Thank you. They get it on, Mike Barrett says. They get it on. Get it on. She doesn't want pills. She wants. Yes, Becca. But it goes to show that Edwidge Fenech, her character, Floriana, she's got ulterior motives, and she doesn't care what she's got to do to. She's using her sexuality. I'm trying not to give the end away, but she's using her sexuality to get what she wants, and there is something she wants. But the love scene between her and Irina, I mean, who would have known? I mean, they hit it off right away. So all of that ends up happening, and again, I don't see nothing too wrong about it. But then we're thrown back to the madam's house, and this is the part where I'm not confused because I know what's going on, but the stripper or prostitute that got off the train backwards with the white wig ends up at the madam's house, and she's basically got a John on the line, and she's says no. She just arrived. She doesn't want to have to take on a John or nothing like that, but she's going to end up becoming the second victim at this point, right, Ginger?
Third.
You good?
She was the third, right?
Was second? Oh no, she was the third because Brenda was the second one, and then the stripper prostitute third. So technically, this killer with the sickle in the hat, who on the third victim, they do show his face, but I still don't know who the hell that is. Okay, so here we go.
There were dolls everywhere in her room. I made note of that.
Dolls. Yes, in the room. But the prostitute, okay, ends up getting killed from this killer. And this is probably the coolest horror kill effect in the movie and the most goriest, because he kills her and then he pulls her down steps, and you get this view, camera work of the steps, boom, 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 her body just hitting all the way down to the bottom. And at this point, the madam
saw him. She saw it.
She saw him, and she actually took a knife, or what did she take to kill him?
She clubbed him over the head. I thought it was a brick. She clubbed him over the head with something.
Knocking him down and killing him. Because he's down on the ground dead. You see his face. It's nobody you recognize in the entire
I'm like, who
movie.
is that? Yeah.
Yeah. But that, about halfway through, 46 minutes in, that's the Giallo part of all of this. That now the Giallo killer, I call him a Giallo killer because that's, there's this killer going around and now he's been killed. Why are you looking so like mystified and
I'm just trying to figure out where you're going with this. That's all.
Because it ends right there, and it almost turns into a different type of movie after this because the killer's dead. He's caught.
So there was more than one killer.
So the next half of the movie involves Floriana, Irina and Oliviero,
Mhm.
and then Walter comes in at the very end, but and it's not what you think.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean.
But yeah, I mean,
And
once
yet
that
you say this movie is so flawless. It's one of
no,
your favorites, I believe you said.
I didn't say one of my favorites. This wouldn't even make my top 10 list.
You said you
Most of
really,
those,
really liked it. You said you really, really liked it.
yes, I did really, really like it. And I think, let me tell you, what made this movie so enjoyable for me was the
Was
performance.
Edwidge Benich.
Well, listen, okay, I'll start
Just
with her
say it.
first.
Just say it. That's what it is. I don't blame you. I'm not mad.
Not because she's beautiful.
Without her. Picture this movie without her.
You got to, right. But you got to think more of me when it comes to movies. I don't care how beautiful a woman is. If the movie sucks, the movie sucks. You know what I mean?
Would the movie have sucked if it wasn't Edwidge Benich?
But her because she gives a great performance in every movie.
Uh-huh.
I think The Case of the Bloody Iris was probably her best performance, and probably the best movie I've seen her in out of the group. Well, All Colors of the Dark was really good too. But
She was excellent in this. She was pretty much like the only decent actor in this movie.
Right. And that's, well, no, I think Luigi Oliviero's character did very, very well.
It's easy to play an abusive drunk. That's easy.
Listen, and even Irina, she did a good job.
She didn't have to do anything. Look at her face. Her face is like a painting. It's like not even real. She didn't have to do anything. She just had to go, she didn't have to do anything.
Oh wait, what's going on here? Reminds me of Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This film, I'm a Psycho. This one here, or maybe you're talking about the Blood on. I'm drawing a blank now. Again, I just said it, Curse of the Bloody Iris. That one, Bird with the Crystal Plumage. So I think that's what you're talking about.
Dave Plouffe said you did the same thing with him with Jaws. You tell him, Dave. You tell him.
Same thing with me and Jaws, Ginger. Listen, Dave, come on.
You tell him, Dave. No.
She's twisting my words. You're twisting my words. Get it? I by no means did not say this is in my top 10. Not at all. Most of those are Dario Argento.
I think this is how a supervillain is made, Dave Plouffe.
I can tell you right now, Deep Red is my number one. Opera, probably my second. I just really love that. No, Suspiria. Deep Red, Suspiria, Opera, Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Opera is the one with the owl?
Huh?
Did we do Opera, the one with the owl?
Opera? Yeah.
Has the owl with the feathers?
Well, there's also the owl in another Giallo that's stage.
Oh, that one. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. Anyways, let's continue on. Listen, I was just going to say Edwidge Benich made this movie fantastic. Sergio Martino's direction and the way he filmed it was very, very well done.
They mentioned that the guy who works at the
let's move on.
They mentioned that the guy who works at the bookstore escaped from an asylum, so then they try to red herring him as the killer.
Well, that's who they said was the killer.
Mm-hmm.
There's no red herring. They showed his face.
Okay.
When he killed the prostitute, that was the end of his Giallo career. Enough said.
Ugh.
Horror Junkie for life. $20 super chat.
Thanks, Horror Junkie. She is so awesome.
Much love to you. Happy New Year, Dino and Ginger. Happy New Year to all the rest of the Late Horror Show family. Not for Pepe. I wish him a gravy bath. Very cool. Thank you, Horror Junkie. Much love to you. Adam for Christ. Hello. What is going on? Set the Welsh of Suspiria, Profundo Rosso, a Tenebrow, a Bird with Crystal Plumage for me. Deep Red isn't in your top 5, Seth? Just curious. Where do you put Deep Red? Deep Red's probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time now, after Rosemary's Baby. But anyways, continuing. Where do we leave off there?
The motorcycle race.
Yes.
Floriana goes to the motorcycle race and she watches the delivery guy. His bike broke down, and he's very mad. And Floriana walks with him. He gives her a ride to some big empty barn, and she immediately says they're going to do the thing.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, they immediately go to and were they? I don't even know how they were introduced or if they knew each other. They didn't say. All she did was come up to him. Next thing you know, he's riding her to the barn, and it was a fantastic barn.
He was a delivery guy. He delivered something to the villa, and she was there. That's how they met.
Yes.
And he said, "You have to come with me. I'm racing in the motorcycle race or whatever."
Yes, Kevin Muser, what's going on? Ginger, 10 out of 10. Okay, happy New Year, New Bear. Good to see ya. So they go up to this barn loft, and he's just got a sleeping bag, basically, and they're going to just do it on the floor, and she does not care.
She asked him if he brought Brenda there, the maid. She asked him if he brought her there.
Oh, okay. Why did she ask that? She wanted to have others involved. Is that the case?
So while that's going on, Irina hears her doves. The black cat got to her doves. You
forgot the peeping Tom.
Did I?
Yeah, I mean, as they're up there with the motorcycle
someone's
guy.
watching. Yes, and we find out who was watching too.
Yes, Oliviero was watching his niece make love to that guy, and
he mentions it to her later, or she knows. She tells him later, "I know you were there."
He takes her to a lovely location to make love. Dust all over the place, but there's a sleeping bag
and spiders. All I could think about was spiders.
Oh God!
People think it's cute and romantic to roll around in the hay, but there's spiders in that hay.
Listen, if you can get a luxury pillow top bed, I mean that's your best course of action. But I'm just saying, it was really warm outside today, says Horror Junkie. I was too warm even with the jacket and light sweater.
Well, listen, I know you're loving that because she does not like the cold.
Well, I think she said she didn't turn the heat on until it got to -5 outside. So
no,
I think so. Anyways, okay, so she's off doing it. And then what about the doves? Happens again.
Irina is home alone.
Yes. Oh,
because her husband's out. Her husband's out creeping on his niece.
Yes.
And she hears her doves. They're upset, and she goes out, and the cat Satan has gotten to her doves and killed all of them.
Well, that was when doves cried, and
yes, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, and it was so sad when doves cried.
Yes.
Rest
dig
in
if
peace,
you will the picture.
Prince. Yeah, and it must. I don't know how it got. Maybe the metal around the roost.
It's a cat. I mean, it's a cage full of birds. That cat's gonna find a way.
It's not a cat. It's Satan.
It's Satan.
It's Satan.
It's like Sylvester and Tweety. He's gonna find a way to get in there to those birds.
You know, Satan is backwards. Nataz. Just saying. 2023 Late Horror Show off to a good start. Thank you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let's at least try to get to 50. Almost there.
So this is
much love to all the thumbs up that come, please, or whatever. Okay, so the cat did that. The cat and the cradle. And
Don't start. So then the old lady that you like on the bike, she comes up and she sees the whole thing happen.
Yes, and she tells the inspector. There's another character who comes into play throughout the movie who's the inspector. I just was reading the chat. I am accepting all donations of warmth, says Leanne Roche. I agree with you. Bring all the warmth.
It's too warm here. It's crazy. It's been in the 50s. Like, it's wintertime. It's supposed to be cold. If I wanted this kind of weather, I'd live in
50s
Florida
is way too hot. Yeah, no, I'd be burning up. Jeez. So anyways,
the motorcycle boy drops Floriana off. And Irina tells Floriana that she's scared of that demonic beast, meaning the cat. And then the someone comes home with a bag full of eyeballs. They dump a bag full of eyeballs out on the counter.
Well, it's
literally a
Olivier
bag full of eyeballs.
It's Olivier, and he feeds that stuff to the cat. But in the meantime, the cat
love sheep's eyes. I never heard that before.
Listen, in the meantime, the cats. Listen, technically you should not be giving your dogs or cats nothing but raw food.
Oh Lord!
But anyways, let's go on. There's a. Did you mention that Satan got it? Like the scissors came out and killed the cat?
Yes, and the woman who goes and picks up cans and stuff saw it happen.
Yes. And the thing is, she continues to hear the cat through the rest of the film, and we'll talk about that at the end too.
Think of
Satan
Edgar
gets
Allan
it in
Poe.
the eye. What's that?
Think of Edgar Allan Poe.
Exactly. And that's kind of where they were probably going with that. The haunting of the cat, and she's but my God.
It's very gothic with the painting.
Coraline fell again. I'm so mad. Sweet Coraline. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, no, she got it in the eye, right? But listen,
so then,
this is a flaw in the movie that now you're making me think of flaws, and I don't want to do that because I enjoyed this movie. Because the cat meowing through the whole movie, it just doesn't make sense even at the end. But anyways, we'll get to it.
Poe.
Yeah. Go on.
So Elvira says Satan the cat hasn't shown himself all day. And I wrote his niece again because he puts the moves on her. His wife is lying traumatized, and he's in Floriana's bed, and he says if he had met her sooner, his life would have been so much better. His niece.
I know.
The child of his sister.
I know, it's disgusting. But we end up getting to the point where, did we get to the point to where he puts her in a locked room, Ginger?
No, Dino.
That comes a bit later?
Listen to me. Olivia goes to Floriana's room, and she's wearing his mother's costume that Brenda was wearing. But then
so what happens after that?
So she told him she saw him watching them in the barn.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
So then him and his wife had this horrible fight where she says she wishes he would die, and he calls her a whore, and I mean it's bad.
And I think that's where he ends up locking her in the room. And meanwhile, Oliviero and Floriana, she's wearing the dress of his mother, being a smartass, and he rips it off of her, and they go to make love again. So
yes,
there's that.
I said that's all I said.
Dang, that guy has issues.
Meanwhile, poor Irina's in the dove coop with her doves like a crazy person, and Oliviero comes over with a knife because she got new doves. Yes. And he accused her of hurting the cat. He nearly stabs her, and that, as usual, it arouses him.
Well, he put it to her neck too, and she seemed to have some kind of, you could tell she was scared and everything like that, but ends up throwing her down he's telling her, I could kill you in an instant. And this is where they're trying to red herring him into making you think something's going on there with it, and the killer's already been caught. So this is a whole separate part of the movie, which I kind of have a little problem with. They could have kept that other killings involved in the movie a little bit, somewhat, but he throws her to the ground. The scissors go straight down because he's accusing her of killing Satan because there's a new pair of scissors bought. He's like, why are these here? And boom. And then, yes, it arouses him, like you said. And to answer Seth's question, is this Gothic? It is a little bit of a Gothic Giallo.
Yes.
So yeah, there is some of that.
So Floriana sees all this. She sees all this. She sees all this horrible relationship that they have. but she still sleeps with both the husband and the wife, her uncle and his wife. She
Well,
sees how horrible their relationship is.
Well, she sees what happened in the bird coop with Olivia.
Yeah, she saw that,
basically,
and she just walked away.
Yeah, and they have a picnic afterwards too,
on a cliff over a beautiful Italian lake.
On a cliff, and here we get a discussion, okay, between Floriana and Irina about, like, Floriana keeps telling her, because she knows she's miserable and she's going through all of this, and she says, well, you could take care of things very easily by stating, first of all, that she could take care of herself. She says there are many methods to basically get rid of yourself. And then she moves on to, well, have you ever thought of just leaving him? He would never have me do that. He would never let me do that. And she goes, well, there is a cliff there behind us. You know how easy it would be.
He's walking 5 feet away from them. He's
walking
walking along the cliff 5 feet away, and they're talking about, he's right there.
I know. I'm like, don't you hear this? Don't you hear what's going on?
So Floriana tells Irina that she slept with Oliviero and asks if Irina is jealous, and she says, no, I'm not jealous.
Not in that way, she says, I'm not jealous. But Floriana flaunts it. Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, no, I slept with him. It's a thing. You mean this isn't usual? Whatever.
And Floriana says you could make it look like a suicide. Like, you could say he just leaped over the cliff because he's a failure as an author. He's depressed. He's a drunk. You could just...
Well, like Mike Barrett said, should have pushed him off the cliff. If they would have, the movie would have ended. But so we needed to keep it going.
Because Floriana can't let Irina live either. She doesn't want Irina to live.
Oh, yeah, true.
I think.
But the cliff does come into play at the end of the movie, but we won't talk about that.
Yes, it certainly does.
Oliviero must have a hearing disability. Too tall.
So Irina wakes up. She hears a wailing cat. She dreams of Satan and his poked out eye. She finds Floriana and Oliviero in bed in the maid's old bedroom.
Boy, the scene where Oliviero and Floriana is like naked on the bed, the view and picture of that, if you were to snapshot it, it looks like, because there's no nudity, it's just the way they were laying. It looks like so many 60s pulp magazines, like that you would, novels, pulp novels that you would see back in the day. Listen, a lot of them are up on the channel in thumbnails and stuff like that. But it's just a perfect like pulp cover. Anyways, go on. Woo!
They discuss. Floriana tells him to leave before Irina finds him. She says, like, I don't want to get wrapped up in your drama. You need to get out of here before she finds you. And he says he has room for Irina in the cellar.
In the basement. Yeah,
he already knows how he's going to kill her, and he begs Floriana not to leave him.
Yes, please don't leave me. I need you, girl. He has plenty of room in the basement for a cellar for him. That's where she gets scared. And again, this kind of all throws you off because there's an ulterior motive going on.
But do you know what these next scenes remind me of?
What?
The Shining, because he's typing, and she's scared to go in because she's like, what is wrong with him? There's something really wrong with him right now. And he's typing because he's writing a book. And then we get to see what he typed afterwards, and it reminded me of The Shining.
Right. It's very reminiscent of The Shining in every way. Yes, he's basically, and he's not going nuts. But he's going in there to.
He's under a lot of pressure.
Yes, and the typewriter, the way it's going, you think, okay, he's got inspiration. He must be typing a novel. But no, I mean, she eventually finds out that what's on there is all kinds of like.
His
stuff
plans,
his plans and getting rid of her.
All work and no play.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So, Becca Too Tall, you watch the movie. That comes in a little bit later. Vendetta. That comes in later when somebody else comes in. But anyways, I won't give that away quite yet, but she does go down into the cellar,
and she finds Brenda's body.
Yes, in the hole in the wall. Mm-hmm. And again, this is where I'm a little confused, because if she's got ulterior motives and what we know happens at the end of the movie, why is she so scared, and why doesn't she take, well, she does pretty quickly here, but I just don't understand why she's so scared. I mean, real tears, real possibility that I'm going to get locked in this cellar too and killed, you know what I mean? But what happens is she comes up crying or whatever, hollering, and she goes into the room, and
he's passed out. He's passed out at the typewriter.
Passed out sleeping. Just like The Shining, you are right. I didn't even think of that, but it's the same exact thing. I mean, you know, him going a little nutty and the wife coming in, but she's got those scissors with her. And
I was like, you know, he's going to wake up. You know, he's going to wake up.
Yeah. And
then she sees what he's writing.
Yes. And she, boom, boom, boom. Well, I think it was her motive from the beginning to kill him too. So anyways, get him out of the way. Right? I mean,
so he's writing about, what he was writing about was murdering her and sticking her body in the cellar over and over. She stabs him. She stabs him with the scissors.
And Floriana comes in. Yeah, turn the
and blue Floriana says, what took you so long? Like, I was waiting for you to kill him, like, long before now, because, you know. Irina says he was planning to kill me. He made room next to Brenda. And Floriana, I said, Floriana's evil. Now she wants to know where the jewels are that they inherited from
I can't believe it's already 9:15. Holy hell. Jesus. This one went... Oh, sorry. Holy heck, jeebers. This movie, this discussion went pretty quick. So yes, she's Floriana is going to blackmail her and say, listen, I want the jewels and all that, like you just said, and all that. I don't care about anything, but I know there's expensive jewels that were left behind, and I want
them.
And she was going to kill Irina. But Irina goes.
Well, they shove Oliviero in the hole with Brenda.
Yes, they do. They push him in the hole. Yeah. And they're going to go in cahoots together and partner up.
Well, Floriana takes the jewels and she wants to leave, and Irina begs her to stay.
Yes, please.
And this is the second time that they, you know, because this is when Irina was going to take a sleeping pill.
Yes.
And Floriana said, no. I know a better way to help you sleep.
Does it help you sleep? Anyways, I can't see with you. I don't know. Bow chicka wow wow. Okay. So yeah, she puts her to sleep, and Floriana gets up, and next thing we're introduced to is
the weird guy.
Walter with the gray hair. Ivan Rasimov comes in, his character, Walter. And you only see it quickly.
Irina and Floriana fell asleep in each other's arms in Floriana's bed, and Floriana gets up.
I said that. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I know. No, I know. You need to read those notes. But he shows up, and then that's when you find out that, wait a second, this guy Walter and
Irina, the wife, they have a plan.
They have a plan, and they kiss, and you know that's when she becomes this different person, and she's like very, you know, strong-willed now. Now, just like that, strong-willed. Okay, and she tells Walter,
Floriana will be at the bridge.
Yes, she will be at the bridge, and we can take care of her there. But evidently Walter bricks up the wall, freshly, you know, bricked up, you know, so all that's taken care of. And but that's where Becca Tutal said vendetta, vendetta, vendetta. It was Walter that was typing in there, but disappeared. But anyways, where
So
we at?
then we find out that Irina, the wife, actually killed her mother-in-law. She's the one who killed Oliviero's mother.
Yes. And Irina tells Walter, don't worry about her. She'll be at the bridge tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is...
Irina says, real quick, Irina says she would have kept killing Oliviero little by little, but then she found out that he was going to kill her, and she was like, oh, he has to go. So.
Yeah, Ginger's pretty good with the details, and I enjoy Dino's direction. Just keep it on track.
My God, no. No, you're not telling me that I'm the one who gets off track.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, you take good details and notes. I try to get us in direction, and it doesn't matter.
So
Listen.
Tell about how he killed them, how they were on the motorcycle, Floriana and...
Yeah, this is one of the only issues I seem to have had. Anyone see the new Avatar film yet? Oh, let's talk Avatar, Kevin. We're talking about a Giallo film. Come on. Keep the Avatar out of the chat. Just saying. Cue the baby making music.
So
yeah, there was a lot of...
the first time we've seen Edwidge Fenech on the back of a motorcycle.
No. The other one was she was driving real crazy with a guy and nearly killed herself. Yeah, the soundtrack, speaking of cue the baby making music, the soundtrack was pretty good for the movie overall. How did she know they would be at the bridge? Because Floriana said, Seth, that she said...
Because the boy told Floriana that he was going to pick her up because he wanted her to come to that
and Irina
race with
overheard her when they were talking at the window, so she knew that they were going to be there. So this Walter character, his plan is to dump a bunch of oil on the road. This is straight out of Looney Tunes, Coyote and
set it on fire.
Yeah. Well, no, listen, that's not how it's going to kill them, though. But he spills, and it's a very cool directed scene by Sergio Martino.
He threw a match on the oil.
I know, but that's not what killed them, ma'am.
Okay.
So Sergio Martino did a great... Thank you. He did a great job. You keep going in and out with your internet anyway. So what the hell's the difference? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Come on, let's wrap it up. Come on.
Okay. So, you might not have even heard me. Anyways. Okay, so he dumps oil all over the road, and the motorcycle is speeding around curve after curve after curve. And Sergio Martino directed this. It was snapshots of this billboard of this woman bending over into sexual. So it's basically foreshadowing what's going to happen in about 60 seconds with them, going. And basically the motorcycle skids on the oil. Okay. On
a hairpin turn.
I thought they were going to fly off a cliff. But what happens is the oil just makes the motorcycle skid, which they don't show, but looks like the motorcycle just stopped and slid a few feet. And
up against the mountain.
Yeah, and they both fall off and die. And I'm like going, what? That was weird.
If you think about it, I don't think that they would put that billboard, excuse me, they wouldn't
put that billboard. Mike. Go on, Ginger. I had to say bye.
I don't think they would have put that billboard where they put it at a hairpin turn like that, because it would catch your attention and everybody would just crash into that wall under that billboard.
Oh, Mike Barrett says oil slick. Oh, yeah, I think I just said that, Mike Barrett.
So then he sets them on fire. He lights a match. The guy with the white hair.
After they're dead and they're laying there and blood comes out of their mouth from a fall of a few feet on a motor. I don't know. It was very odd.
So then we see that guy and Irina. He liked it.
Yeah.
On the cliff.
Yeah.
That they were on the day of the picnic.
Yeah. So Walter is there with Irina, and Irina's taking him to that cliff.
And I said
saying,
something bad's going to happen here.
Oh, listen, yeah. She's taking him back to the cliff. She wants to get rid of him too. She wants to leave nothing left behind, and that's a good idea, on her part.
So then she pushes him off the cliff. She drives back to the villa, and the cops are waiting because the old woman told them that Irina had tortured a cat.
Yes, we're here for murder. Is what he says, something like that, and she goes, "What?"
So they have to come in and search the house, and they end up down in the cellar.
Why do they end up in the cellar? And this is the other thing I got.
Because you can hear a cat. You can hear a cat for some reason.
I know, for some reason. Okay, now listen, this is the part that does get me. And there's, and you get the J&B Scotch green bottle being served to the cops. But yes, they start hearing the cat, and it's coming from the basement. And you're thinking, because basically the cop and inspector, they go down, they eventually work their way down, and the whole time she's scared and she's freaking out, going, "That creature is Satan," freaking out again, you know what I mean? And they make their way down, and they eventually see that there's a hole in the wall.
Something has clawed a hole in the wall from the inside.
Yeah, but they open it up, and the cat is there with Oliviero.
The cat with the eye poked out.
Dead, but you see the bloody eye. And throughout this whole half of the movie, there were glimpses of, like, quick glimpses of the cat with the gouged eye.
Uh-huh.
But why? The cat wasn't alive. It was dead.
It was supernatural, Dino.
So the cops and everybody was hearing the cat meowing from beyond the grave?
Yes.
Mike Barrett's the Satan got her in the end. So, yes, they take it away and they see it, and she's caught, I mean, it's just, oh, God. I was going to say, such high praise for it, but then...
But then we talked about it, and you remembered that it stinks.
The couple endings. Where's Rich Cat tonight? Missing some people.
Rich Cat's got a lot going on.
Yeah, hopefully her husband's feeling much better.
And because he's out of commission, she has to do all the stuff that he normally does.
He's got a lot of farming to do, taking care of all the animals.
It's not easy having a ranch.
Exactly. Much love to you. Yeah, so that's it. That's the end of the movie. So after all
so
of
let's
that,
have your rating. Let's have it.
Don't you love when a big story has all these twists and turns and things going on that you're like, oh my God, is this going to happen? Did he do it? Did she do it? What's going on? And then it just ends, and all of that was just for nothing. For nothing.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Love it.
I enjoyed the film very much. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, geez, yes.
Let's see
what do you give it? Go on. Come on. A 4 out of 10? Black, this movie?
Sucked.
Oh, no. This movie was good. I give it a 6 out of 10. She's not a Giallo kind of person, so her.
I'm not gonna say I'm not a Giallo kind of person. I'm not a sucky movie kind of person. We've seen some Giallos that I liked. This one was bad.
Turn the Blue Iris. Thanks. Good to see you here. Turn the Blue Iris. Lots of Giallo and Creamy coming up. So hopefully you're a subscriber. Good to see you. Oh my God.
The next Giallo is A Blade in the Dark from 1983. Is that what you're talking about, Becca?
Where can I stream the next Giallo film? Usually Amazon, you could find it. Sometimes you could find it on YouTube. So, what, not the next one?
I think I did. I think A Blade in the Dark was on YouTube, yes. This one was on Tubi.
Yeah. Amazon, Tubi, or YouTube, you can usually find these on those platforms.
Stop saying Amazon. I don't like Amazon.
Oh, geez.
And I've been
Anyway.
able to watch all of these movies that we reviewed without Amazon.
Connie Clary says 4.5 for her. Okay. I give it a 7. Mike Barrett. Okay. Listen.
Oh, wow.
7's high.
Mike Barrett's a huge Giallo fan, though. He loves the Giallo.
Oh yeah. Seth the Welsh
Even
says
when they stink.
I got to go with 6, so he's right on with me. 6. Yep. Listen, I enjoyed the film, and I think it was because of the performances. And yeah, whatever. Blade in the Dark is available for free on Pluto TV. There you go, Peter Wernicke. So yeah, there you go. Johnny
But you
Dollar.
can't speed it up on Pluto, though. You can speed it up on YouTube.
Oh, jeez. Johnny Dollar all night tonight, the 15-minute episodes, timestamps. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And yeah, plenty of stuff to get caught up on the channel.
And me and Dino are working on something new.
Yes. There's going to be a very interesting kind of supernatural type show that we'll be talking about. Listen, I don't got anything scheduled for tomorrow or Tuesday, I don't think, but I will be doing something tomorrow. Let's see. I don't think, do I? Let's see. Yeah,
I got this caramel dip, and I cut up some apples, and that's going to be my snack when I get off here. I have caramel dip and apples.
Yeah, so tomorrow night I will be on doing something. I'm just not sure. It could be the history of old time radio.
Part 3. We're going to be on part 3.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, but that may be what I do. So hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow night. With that said, peace and love to everybody, and GIALL.